Granblue Fantasy Relink finally has a release year, Saga Frontier returns, Cyberpunk woes, and more, all on this episode of Backlog Bulletin. What's up everyone? Alex here. Since the review season has finally calmed down, I've been hard at work at our first ever Backlog Battle Awards, featuring nominees and winners based on your community votes. Because I'll be working on that for the foreseeable future, I decided to experiment and make this video for you. Do let me know what you think of this in the comments below. We'll be going through some of the big announcements over the past few weeks, so I'm hoping that this video will catch you up on the latest news for our community. For starters, Saga Frontier is coming back in the form of Saga Frontier Remastered. New story content will be added, including a brand new playable character named Fuse, as well as a brand new Glimmer ability, which gives players new ways to learn skills and attacks. Saga Frontier was infamous in that the game has many quest lines that were unfinished, famously ending in the middle of the final boss fight with the words, "The End." So I'm hoping that these story updates bring it closer to its original intended design. Either way, we can all look forward to finding the answers to these and many other questions when the game is released in the summer of 2021 on the PS4, Switch, Steam, and iOS and Android. Have you played its original PlayStation release? I'd love to read about your stories when playing this game. It's been less than a week since Cyberpunk 2077 came out, and if you've been hanging out on our Discord or the channel's community tab, then you've known that I never got my console review code until the launch day. With no footage of the game being played on consoles, and the suspicious strictness of its embargo when it came to the gameplay footage, we now know why. Cyberpunk 2077 wasn't quite ready for prime time. The footage playing in the background is from my experience with the game on day one, running on the PS5. In response, CD Projekt Red issued a statement acknowledging that their decision to not show the game on base last-gen consoles did not make for an informed decision about consumer purchases, and promised to fix the bugs and the crashes over the course of the next 2 to 3 months. In addition, for players who are unhappy with their purchase, CD Projekt Red has stated that it has allowed PlayStation and Xbox owners alike to be able to refund their purchases through their respective platforms, and to email helpmerefund@cdprojektred.com if they encounter any issues with this. Having played it for many hours, I could really tell that Cyberpunk 2077 is an ambitious game with many moving parts. However, it should be noted that this is also the first time the company has ever tried to release a game on 4 console platforms, counting the upcoming next-gen versions, which might just mean that the studio overreached in its desire to deliver the game to as many people as possible. I'm reminded of the time when players were concerned that games would be released in a poor state due to the inclusion of hard drives on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And now that we're towards the end of the PS4 and Xbox One cycle, it's sad to realize that there have been multiple high-profile games in this generation that have brought up this concern yet again. For my part, this is not the Cyberpunk 2077 I wanted to play, and instead of engaging with the game as it is now, I am choosing to wait until the PS5 version gets released so I won't have to hold out hope that every new update will bring the game closer to its intended quality. That said, I do want to hear from people who are currently enjoying the game, what platform you're on, and what your thoughts are, so post them in the comments below. In other news, Persona 5 Strikers has been officially announced, and is slated to come out on February 23, 2021 for PS4, Nintendo Switch, and a new platform, Steam. Persona 5 Strikers is the warrior-style sequel to Persona 5, and features a story that'll take you all across Japan. The lack of announcement originally concerned fans on social media, who pleaded to Atlus to release more information about the game. Looking back, however, both Atlus and Sega, its parent company, have adopted a model that opts to delay the announcement of their titles in favor of releasing more concrete info closer to their game's release dates. And I for one personally prefer these as opposed to going for years without any info. Shin Megami Tensei 5 comes to mind. And with the Steam port announced, this is hopefully a sign that we'll be seeing more Atlus and Sega games arriving on the platform on day one. Despite being a warrior-style game, I loved what I played in the game's Japanese demo, and made a spoiler-free video talking about its gameplay, so if you want to check that out, click the card on the top right corner or click the link in the description. Moving on, Swery's latest game, The Good Life, now has a publisher. The creator, known for the Deadly Premonition series, announced in a video that the Irregular Corps, the sister company of the studio behind the smash hit Fall Guys, and published the popular murder mystery Picross puzzler Murder by Numbers, will be publishing the game. The game was originally pitched as a quote-unquote debt repayment daily life RPG, though recent footage suggests that the game will be more akin to a traditional adventure game than anything else. The info on this game has been slim picking so far, but we do know that it's coming out in summer 2021 on the PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and Steam. Do I have any Swery fans watching? Sound off in the comments below. And last but certainly not least, we finally have a release year for the highly anticipated Granblue Fantasy Relink. The game is slated for a 2022 release, with a PS5 version added as well. During the recent Granblue Fantasy Festival, Cygames shared a brand new 23-minute gameplay demo of the game, which is currently playing in the background. Granblue Fantasy Relink has been in development since 2016, switching hands from its original developer, Platinum Games, in 2019. The latest news from the festival gave a more concrete picture as to where the game is in terms of its development, stating that while various portions of the game are still using non-final art assets, the entire game is now playable. While we still have no confirmation as to the timeline of its arrival in the West, I am pleased to hear about the significant progress of its development, as well as Cygames' transparency when it comes to their development process. It's very difficult to find Japanese developers who are willing to be vulnerable and talk about their games in a candid way, and I'm glad that for a game that's highly anticipated as Relink, they've chosen this way of releasing information. But 2022 is a long way though. Anyone else looking forward to this game? Do you want to learn more? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And with that, thank you very much for joining us on this Backlog Bulletin, and do let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. Just a reminder, I won't be releasing videos until New Year's Eve, when our first ever Backlog Battle Awards will be revealed. In the meantime, you can chat with me on Discord at bit.ly/bbdiscordcommunity, on Twitter at twitter.com/mybacklogbattle, and on Instagram at instagram.com/backlogbattle. Thanks for watching, and see you online.